Hey everyone, what if I told you one of metal's biggest names just dropped a full-on electronic EP? Yeah, Avenged Sevenfold, the band that once screamed over breakdowns, is now making music that sounds like it belongs in a dystopian video game. And honestly, I'm conflicted. Let me explain why this release is either a bold move or a desperate cry for attention. Stick around, because this one's going to make you rethink everything you know about musical evolution. Now, Avenged Sevenfold's career has been like a rollercoaster with a broken safety harness. Remember when they went from metalcore to orchestral rock and half their fanbase revolted? Or when they covered a country song and the internet lost its mind? But here's the thing, I've always respected their refusal to play it safe. Bands like this don't survive 2 decades by repeating the same formula. But does that mean every experiment deserves praise? Not necessarily. Take their latest EP Statica, an 18-minute plunge into synth-heavy soundscapes. Let's unpack what's actually working here. First off, I need to address the elephant in the room. This isn't their first foray into electronica. Life is but a dream already hinted at this direction, right? But what makes Statica interesting is how it feels like a calculated step further into digital territory. And let's not ignore the timing. They've been pushing blockchain projects and NFTs hard lately. Coincidence? I don't think so. Personally, I think they are testing how far they can stretch their brand before it snaps. It's either genius marketing or a genuine artistic obsession with futuristic themes, maybe both. Now, the music itself. Is Statica groundbreaking? Absolutely not. But here's what caught my ear. They are actually maintaining some real instrumentation beneath all the synths. The drum work on tracks like Rejoice still has that punchy groove that Brooks Wackerman perfected on Life is But a Dream. It's not flashy, but it grounds their whole project. And while the guitar duo of Sinister Gates and Zaki Vengeance are clearly holding back their signature shred, they are creating textures that fit this cyberpunk aesthetic. Does it replace their heavier stuff? No. But should we punish them for trying something different? Shadow's vocals might be the most controversial element here. His auto-tuned, robotic cleans divide people, but let's be real, that's the point. What many fans miss is how deliberate this choice feels in context. This isn't just a gimmick, it's a continuation of their fascination with artificial intelligence and virtual realities. From my perspective, they are not just making music, they are building a world. Whether you want to live in that world is another question entirely. Comparing this to Bring Me the Horizon's recent work, there's a key difference. Avenged Sevenfold still clings to song structures. They are not just layering noise, they are crafting hooks. The opening track, Statica, proves this with its pulsating rhythm section. Is it revolutionary? No. But it's more cohesive than I expected from a band diving this deep into electronic territory. The problem? It's forgettable. After listening, I found myself struggling to recall specific moments. It's like they prioritized atmosphere over memorability, a trade-off that works for some artists, but feels off-brand for them. Here's my biggest concern: has their obsession with innovation overshadowed their strengths? The guitar solos that once defined tracks like A Little Piece of Heaven are practically extinct here. Sinister Gates is one of modern metal's greatest players. Why mute that voice? What this really suggests is a band at war with itself, torn between artistic ambition and fan expectations. And honestly, that tension might be the most compelling part of their discography. If you take a step back and think about it, Statica represents something bigger: mainstream rock bands losing relevance and grasping at digital culture to stay visible. Some call it selling out, but I see it as desperation to matter in an era dominated by algorithms. The question isn't whether this EP is good, it's whether Avenged Sevenfold can evolve without losing their soul. For now, Statica feels like a necessary misstep rather than a full collapse. So what's the takeaway? Experimentation shouldn't be punished, but neither should we pretend every risk pays off. This EP might inspire future collaborations between metal and electronic artists, or it could become a cautionary tale. What do you think? Are you here for Avenged Sevenfold's digital era, or did they lose you at the first auto-tune effect? Let me know in the comments. and if you're curious about where else this kind of genre blending works better, check out the description for some recommendations.